Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to convert a large building footprint GeoJSON file into ESRI Shapefile or any other vector format. So in the last video, I show you how to download a Microsoft Global building footprint data, and I also have another video showing you how to set up a Windows subsystem for Linux for geospatial analysis. And so in this video, we're going to utilize the dataset because some viewers are asked about how actually to deal with those large files. So I'm going to go back here to the GitHub webpage where you can download the dataset. So if you scroll down, some of the files are pretty big. So some like a gigabyte, several gigabytes, some megabyte. Keep in mind, these are compressed formats. So if you unzip the file, it's going to get much bigger. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can actually convert the file to other formats so that it's much faster to load in GS desktop software, because these are GeoJSON, so it does not have a spatial index, so it's pretty slow when you're trying to load it in there. And some of the files are pretty huge that it's nearly impossible to use that directly open the data. So for example, Brazil is 4.7 gigabyte, and if you unzip it's I think 1620 gigabytes. So it's a huge data set. And so next, let's get started how we can deal with this. So you can download any sample dataset. So for example, just simply right click, or if you click on any dataset, it's going to download to your downloads directory. Or you can right click to save the link to whatever location that you want. Okay. And so here, I'm going to use the example that I already downloaded. So for example, here, let me delete, I just keep one of those. And I'm going to use the example Austria, right? So you can download the same example if you want here, 350 megabyte, right? And if you double click, it can open this 1.3 gigabytes. So it's almost 5 times larger, 4 to 5 times larger. And so let me just unzip the file to my computer, where is it? Extract archive here. So take a look. It's going to take a couple seconds to actually to extract. So the file extension here is GeoJSON L. L indicates this is like a line. So basically, traditionally GeoJSON is like just one root directory. It's got one, basically the hierarchical structure. So but if you have a L, means that each polygon is just one line. So it makes it easy to deal with large file, because otherwise, traditional GeoJSON, you have to load all the polygons, everything within the memory. But if you GeoJSON large file, you can do it line by line. So you can basically loop through the file to find the content you want to extract. But traditional GeoJSON, you won't be able to do that. So next, I'm going to show you how we can deal with this file. Of course, you can load this one, for example, into QGIS or other desktop. It's going to take a while. You can also directly convert this one to other vector data format, but keep in mind, for example, ESRI Shapefile, you should try to keep the file size within 2 gigabytes. So if you convert the file, it might be too big. So the first step we're going to do is actually to split the file so that it's much more manageable. And I'm going to show you how we can actually do that. I'm going to use the command line. So let me open my terminal. You can all do this on Windows. So if you set up a Windows subsystem for Linux. So I'm just going to show you here on Linux, and I'm going to show you the 3 commands that we're going to use in this tutorial. So the first command is actually to subdivide the file into smaller pieces. I will put all the commands in the video description below, so you can just copy and paste and make changes. So the first one here is actually we're going to use the split command. So the split command on Linux allows you to split a file into smaller chunks so that it's more manageable. So if you want to just type, for example, main split, is to show the help documentation for the split function. So you can split, for example, by lines. L means like how many lines so within the file, because I'm not trying to double click because it's going to take a while or might crash my computer. So and here I'm going to use -L, means like how many lines you want to extract the file. So in this case, I'm going to extract, for example, 10,000 lines per file, and that allows you to create 10,000 line. If you want more, you can increasing. So you can test this number and then generate the file. Then make sure that it's something that you can manage. Press Q. So first, let me just change the file name. You don't have to do that, but I'm just going to change it to country, so that it's all the same for all the files that you want to deal with. So country.geojsonl, and then I will just simply copy this one and then open the command line. Keep in mind, this might generate a lot of files. I'm not quite sure how big it is, and so let me paste here and then just hit enter. Take a look. So each file right now is roughly 34 megabytes. It's definitely much more manageable. 34. The last one here is 26 gigabytes. So you see, most of them are pretty the same size. If you want, for example, 34 megabytes, if you want it to be larger, you can change the line number to be a larger one. If you want it to be smaller, you can change it to be smaller. So for example, right now, since we have all the files, you can test this one with desktop GS. So for example, let me open QGIS, and then let me add a base map. So here, I can just simply drag and drop the file. It should be much faster than loading a 1.3 gigabyte data set. So, and then right click, zoom to layer. It might take some time to load. I'm not sure here. Right, so now you have all the polygons, right? It's much faster than a 1.3 gigabyte data set, and then you can zoom in, overlay with the image. You might need to change the color. This might be a bit difficult to see, but here are all the polygons that you can see from here, and it's kind of sporadic because we split into smaller chunks. If you add another one, eventually it will cover the entire area. For example, in this case, cover the area for Austria, right? So now you see like two different color, right? You can see that in here, and this is how you can split the file. So next, I'm going to show you how you can actually convert the file into ESRI, because as I mentioned, GeoJSON does not have a spatial index, so it's a lot slower. If you have spatial index, it can display the file much faster. So the next two commands here I'm going to show you is using a gdal command. So OGR to OGR means basically convert one vector format to another. So if you don't know what it means, you can simply just go to Google and then just paste OGR to OGR. You should be able to find the documentation here. It's a lot. So essentially, this command allows you to convert vector format, like whatever format between. So here, in this case, it's GeoJSON L, and we want to convert it to shapefile. So in this case, right, OGR to OGR, and then dash F means format, basically the output format. So we want the output format to be ESRI GeoJSON. I'm not sure if you can find it in here. F. Control F, dash F. Yeah. So for example, here you can convert to geo package, or you can convert to basically any other format. And let me go back to the example here. We want this converted to ESRI Shapefile, and so this is the output file name, and the last one will be the input file name. So in this case, right, country underscore AA, right, this GeoJSON file. If we want to convert one by one, the next one is just to convert all of them all together. But let's deal with this one first, right? OGR to OGR, and then output format ESRI shapefile. And this is the output file name. This is the input file name. So let me just simple copy and paste. And pay attention to the file in here, right? So right now we don't have ESRI shapefile yet. So if I just paste this command, paste enter, take a look. So now we have this country, right, shapefile here. Take a look. This is where it's converted. So the file size, it looks like it's reduced a little bit. So now it's only 15 megabyte. And again, let me go back to the QGIS, and let me uncheck this one. Maybe faster. So now if I load this one, open, take a look, it's pretty instant. So if you for JSON file, sometimes it's not that quick because this is a small file, so it's pretty instant. And as you can see, now we have the country. This is in shapefile format already, right? And come back to here. So the command that I show you, it only convert the dataset, one dataset, so only convert one. But here we have a lot of those, right? So if you take a look, right, we have I'm not sure how many, 44 files, so maybe 40 something. So it's over 40 files. How can we actually convert them all at once so that you don't have to do it manually? And we're going to use another command here. So this one is more interesting. It's doing a looping. So just go through all the files and then do it one by one. So let me show you what does this mean. So for file name in the current directory, all the GeoJSONL files. So for the current directory, and it's going to convert, basically do the looping. So for each file, so now this one becomes available. And we're going to do, so for something, basically do the looping. And we're going to do, for example, we're going to create a directory. So the directory name is called shapefiles. We're going to create a new directory and we're going to convert all the GeoJSON into a shapefile and then put it in that directory. So, and again, this is going through step by step. So for, and then we're going to OGR to OGR. Similarly, we're going to convert to ESRI Shapefile. And again, this will be the output file name. Let me do this a little bit. So this will be the output file name. And we're going to keep the same name. So the file name, keep it in mind here, something.geojson. So what we want is to actually keep the file name country_aa.shp. So this one here is basically replacing the file extension. So the file name, and then replace whatever GeoJSONL with SHP. And then this will be the input file, right? Because we are looping through the directory and get the file name. So this will be input again, looping all through the files and then create a shapefile directory and then execute this command one by one. And then so convert to shapefile, output, input, done. That's it. So if you copy this command and then come back to here, I'll show you here. Just simply paste, hit enter. It's going to take some time, but if you, right now we have a shapefiles directory, right? So in here, you see it's being converted right now. So countries _aa, ab, ac. So definitely this is much more manageable, right? Only 15 megabyte. You can increase the line size again, as I mentioned earlier. For example, to right now this one is 100,000. You can include to 1 million. So if you go back to QGIS and just open the file that we converted, if you open the attribute table, so take a look, right? So if you Control N to ODN, so this is 100,000, right? So this is like 100,000 polygons, 100,000 buildings. If you increase to 1 million, you're going to get 1 million. So you can doing this by subdivide into small pieces. So take a look. Now you have pretty of them. So again, this one does not really, you have to split, I think 1.3 gigabyte. You can directly convert this one to shapefile just using one line. You don't have to actually split, but the example basically shows you how you can split a larger file. If you are dealing with a file with like 20 gigabyte, so it's not feasible to convert this one directly to shapefile. So you have to do the conversion to split the files first, and then you can convert it to shapefile one by one. So this is how you can do it. Probably the last one here, I think it's right now converting the huge file. So you can see country.bl. Yeah, it might take some time, but this is how you can do the command. And so again, the commands are in the description. Besides using this, you can also use Python, for example, GeoPandas, if you want to do that. So I can quickly show you if you want to do that in using GeoPandas. So let me open it, for example, conda activate geo, and then I'm just going to type Jupyter Lab. So I'm going to show you how you can actually convert the files, because we already split the files. Now we are trying to convert GeoJSONL to shapefile. So again, copy, let me create a new one. So I'm just going to import let me import globe. and then import GeoPandas is GPT. So what we are trying to do here actually is to read the file and then you can convert, because GeoPandas actually built on top of GDAO, so it's everything you are doing here you can do the same thing. So let me delete the files in here first so that it's not confusing. Alright, so now this directory only has GeoJSON last files, and so what we're going to do here is to gdf equal to gpt.read, right? So I'm just going to show you how you can convert one single. So for example, countries COUNAA, right? This just convert one of those. So let me read the file. So GeoPandas can actually read the file, and you can type and take a look, right? So again, 100,000 rows, right? Because we split the file. So next, I'm going to show you how you can actually convert that to other format. It's pretty easy. So gdf to file, right? And then you can just simply, I can choose the file name, for example, country, or you don't want the GeoJSON, but you can just change the file name. So in this case, it's just going to create the convert the file to ESRI Shapefile. So shift enter. It might take some time, but you should be able to see the file is being converted after it finished. So take a look here, it's being converted right now. So it looks like it's a bit slower, but it should be here again, right? Now you have the Shapefile. So this is converting just one single file, but if you want to do the looping, just like the command, you can also do it using Python. So I'm just going to show you here, files equal to globe. So basically this one can, the library can search all the files. So I'm just going to show you here, and you can just start .geojsonl. So this one is going to find all the files within the current directory on geojsonl. And then if you can print out the files, take a look, right? Country ARA blah 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 all the way to here. And this one also includes the entire one. This one is too big, so if you want to exclude this one, you can. I can just simply come back to here, country, and then underscore, because all the file names has the underscore. So you can just use this. It will exclude the whole file. So now you only have all the split, right? And once you have this, it's pretty simple. It's the same thing. So I'm just going to here for file in files, right? And then you can do the same thing. I can go back to you need to read the file. So I'm going to excuse me, come back here, read the file. But this one right now, so it's just the file. You can replace this, and then again gdf2 file. So you need to set up the output file name. So for example, I can say file name equal to, because this one right now is the file name. So all we need to do is just replace geojsonl with .shp. So just replace, and then you'll be .geojsonl, and then replace with syn.shp. .shp. So this one is exactly the same as like what we use the GDAO OGR command, right? So this will be the output file name, and then so parentheses, that's it. So this is how you can do the conversion. If I execute this one, because we have like over almost 40 files, it's going to take a while to finish. So let me execute, and if you come back to here, it might take some time, but it's looping right now. So right, country AA, and then it will be country AB, yeah, AIAB. So I can just use the modify, and then you can take a look, right? AV, like these are all created just now. So that means the program is running, and it is converting all the GeoJSON files to Shapefile, ESRI Shapefile. So pretty easy. So these are two ways you can convert that, but you need to install either create a contact environment and then install GeoPandas, or you can just install GDAO on your computer and then use this command. So the first one is to split the file, and then the second one is just to use the OGR command to, you can either convert one by one, or you can convert all of them all at once. So again, the commands I will paste in the description below, so you can just copy and paste to make changes. And after that, you can deal with that, open the data in any GIS desktop software, or you can use for example, you can use other. For example, I can try to maybe show you how you can, for example, right now I can load the data set using leaf map. So for example, import leaf map, and then map equal to leaf map dot map. So do not load the shapefile like 1 GB onto the map, it won't work. But in this case, I can just m.xsp, right? And I can just simply country. So we have the .aa, right? Control enter. It might take some time. I hope it work. If not, then it's the leaf map problem. So that one is like 14 megabyte. Behind the scene is converting the shapefile to GeoJSON and then edit back to the file. But okay, it's here. Still, it's 100,000 polygons, so it's going to be pretty slow. So that's not really a good user case if you want to. It's pretty slow. So if it's much better for smaller files and using desktop software, so a lot faster. Okay, I think that's all for this video. So just to recap, we download the file, we split the file, and then we convert to ESRI using ESRI Shapefile using OGR command and Python. So now you know how to do the looping. So I already showed you in the last video how to download all the files all at once. Now you can use those commands to actually loop spool if you want to deal with all the files. Okay, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.